Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am so glad to be here. We have a huge week coming up, so welcome in everyone. This is our weekly reading for the last week of May. Hooray. This light is a little weird. It's like that spooky light with the, okay, well, I haven't figured out lighting yet. As you can see, I actually have two of those. I have no idea what to do with them, so yeah. Anyway, thank you for being here, y'all. Okay, big ass week coming up. I know I say that a lot, but this is for reals. All right, we have our first new moon that's actually activated and powerful coming up in a couple of days, I guess. This is Saturday at the lair. It's like the 24th of May. I'm going to produce this tomorrow, the 25th of May. And this reading is kind of going to cover 25th through the end of the month, okay? Our new moon, depending on where you are, can like start for you late 25th, 26th, or the 27th. However, you know how these things go. I'm already feeling the new moon. You may be too. The spirit of this moon is highly favorable. This is a really happy new moon. Yeah. So you know what that means. It's the first new moon that's powerful, that's really going to do some magic for us if we can harness those energies. It's a Gemini full moon, which is, it's communicative. It's the twins. It's sometimes about two choices, two options, two people, two situations, two things coming together. Fork in the road, maybe. We don't know. But let me tell you something. It is, excuse me, I got straighten up here, straighten up and fly right. It is a great moon, and I want you to think about taking advantage of these energies. So we're going to consult the oracle deck of the grace cards. We're going to find out what the grace cards want to tell us about the energy. Spirit's going to talk to us, tell us what we need to know and how we can better serve ourselves through this energetic phase, because I'm telling you, and I know I do it all the time, but this is really big and this is long haul energy. So however you're projecting, however you are expressing into the world, into your inner core sanctum, into your own head, the verbatim and the verbiage and the stories you're telling yourself, look, get on purpose. That's all I can say. Try not to tell yourself any negative, stuff. Try not to listen to any negativity. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But you know what? Here's the spirit message for this. This overriding message for this reading came in earlier, and it's all about, if you know anything about the tarot, this is very King of Cups energy, which for me is, this guy is cool. He's accomplished, he's intelligent, he does rule, but he also operates a lot from the heart center, which is a win-win-win situation. And on the card itself, usually he's sitting in his little throne, but he's chilla. He's in the middle of water. There's water everywhere. A lot of it's really choppy, which means, there's chaos, there's drama, there's whatever. And he's like, okay, yeah, I see you, but I got to do this right here. So it's that kind of energy. And if you can harness that in yourself, and we all have it, we do. We don't have to get dragged into other people's energetic, stuff. Okay, so that's really important that we, for me, that message meant to tell you that it's very important for us to tap into that King of Cups energy. We rule the deal. We rule all the deal. No matter what's going on, we're chillas, okay? And that will really serve you through this new moon, because it's so powerful to be able to do that. I mean, it takes a little concentration, it takes a little effort, it takes a little, I own this kind of sentiment, without being, ugly about it. But I own this. And I didn't set out to have a fight with you today, so I'm not gonna. Kind of energy, okay? So I did pre-shuffle the deck, but I also shuffled on camera for you. So I'm just going to do a fan spread with these cards. These cards are like ancient. Yeah, they don't even make them anymore. But the Grace card deck by Cheryl Richardson, and the artwork is fantastic. It is. There's two main artists on here, and I at the moment don't remember. See, I know Christopher Vake Vach, and Amoreno. Yeah, so Christophe Vacher, Vacher, and Amoreno. These are the two artists on this deck. I don't know why I feel led to tell you that, but I'm an artist, so maybe that's why I like to give the artists credit. Okay, so this first card we're going to pull, it's going to cover energies that we may encounter 1 to 2 days out from this reading, or if you're anywhere in the vicinity of the United States, this would be Monday and Tuesday, the start of our week, which would be like 25th, 26th, 27th. And that rolls right through our new moon, so it's kind of important. Let's see what we got. Oh, nice. Oh my. All right, mirror. This is kind of like, ooh. This is like going to summer school. Learn to see God's presence in everyone you meet. You see what I'm saying? This can be a task, all right? But I do it. I've learned to do it. And if you hear my stomach growling, I'm so sorry, but I took a window of opportunity to come do this reading for you. I'm so happy to be here. Y'all, if anything clicks for you from this reading, please hit the thumbs up for me, because it really does help. It helps a lot. Mirror. Look, just realize that if someone is alive and on this planet, they're supposed to be. And if you've come across their energy or their presence, you were supposed to. Okay? So spend a little less time being judgy about somebody else, because you actually don't know, and try and tap into the goodness of the situation, the goodness, the learning, the experiential value. Yeah? Of being in somebody's presence, even if it's somebody that you don't like have an affinity for, because every single person that we come in contact with is on purpose. I know. Okay, but this is huge. This is the advanced studies version of living. Okay, and when you do this, when you can do this, you soften yourself and you're not so rigid, and it opens you up to all kinds of surprise possibilities. Rather than living in that very tight framework of what society tells us, is possible. So this is very important. So at the first of the week, 1 to 2 days out from this reading when I post it, which will be on the 25th, okay, on Julian. 25th, 26th, and 27th. That's what this is going to cover. Sunday through Tuesday, proper on the Julian calendar, if you're in the United States or anywhere in the vicinity thereof. Mirror. Realize that if somebody is in your face, they're supposed to be there. There's some sort of value to the situation, even if you're not finding value in the energy that you're confronted with. And understand that everything that you give back, everything you're giving out, is an expression of a mirrored effect. So check yourself. Basically, and that's why I said this is like going to summer school. This kind of like, you need to go, great, but it sucks. Okay, so sometimes we have to really look within and see what we're running. What kind of energy are you running? Take some freaking responsibility. Okay, what kind of energy are you running right now? I had to do this when I came here. Because there's the built-in kind of prejudice, right? And so I'm at the grocery store. I mean, ever since then, I've adjusted my sales, and everything has been fantastic, actually, because I usually run some good energy. But I was stacked up. I had expectations. And I had a really crappy experience because of that. But at the time, I was like, well, that person's a dick. Don't be a dick, And then I really thought about it. I'm like, you know what? What kind of energy did I walk in here with? Okay, so you might have to do a little soul searching. You might have to be honest with yourself, God forbid. Okay, but it really works. It really helps to understand that a lot of what we're seeing out there is stuff that we instigate. And not only that, even if it's not, we have welcomed that circumstance into our experience for a reason. Okay, so just chill out. It's all good. All right, so that's the first couple of days of this upcoming week. Let's see. And that is rolling through the Gemini New Moon. And that is a very healthy way to approach life just in general, especially with all this amazing energy rolling. Okay, so now I got one here. If I can get it. All right. Something we don't often afford ourselves because first of all, our idea of comfort sometimes is skewed. We kind of think, I'm going to reward myself with a half a bottle of wine, that's not, okay, whatever. Comfort. Okay, so midweek, this is your card, midweek, comfort. Lean back into the arms of grace, let go and let God. Be good enough to yourself to have some faith in your journey. Okay. Trust in your own systems, trust in yourself, trust in your directive, in your angels, in your guides, especially when things get testy. Okay? Reward yourself. Have a reward system that's healthy. And rewarding yourself with courage, being brave, taking new chances, opening yourself up to new possibilities, trusting in your guides, trusting in your life, trusting in your journey, trusting in the things that you actually want to see in your world, trusting, having faith. And that is not religious, that is a way of life. My chicken's outside raising Cain. Half of everything is belief. Yeah. If you're taking medicine you don't think it's going to help you, you're not going to see much out of it. If you're taking a placebo that's not doing a damn thing to you, but you believe that it's doing something good, it's doing something good. Okay? That's how we do it. So belief and faith makes all the difference in the world. So try and tap into that sense of, I belong here, I deserve this. And if you don't feel like you deserve something, we'll start doing things that will make you feel like you do. Start operating from that heart center. Stop being defensive. Stop having attachments. Stop being needy. Fill yourself up. Start to feel good about yourself. Be your own best friend. Truly love yourself. Top to bottom. It's easy to love ourselves when we're doing something that's obviously demonstratively a win and we're getting good like reflection from other people. But it's dark sometimes when we're all by ourselves and when we start to get down on ourselves because we're not getting petted by other people. We'll start petting yourself. Okay, that didn't. But I'm just saying. Love yourself, be full in yourself, and it will afford you the energy, the capability of actually having enough faith to cool your jets and not over expecting. Let me tell you something, when you over grip, even energetically, what you want to see in your world, that's number one, showing no faith. That's number two, alluding to the energy of lack. And you're basically treating your goals and your dreams like a wet bar of soap in your hand. Okay? You're not going to get a good grip on it. So learn to trust, learn to have faith. And this, again, has nothing to do with religion. And you may be called to do just that. Take your hands off the wheel, not on the road, obviously, but take your energetic grip back and let go of these things that you think you need and you want in your world, and let Spirit co-create with you, because that's when the best and most advantageous situations pop up for you, when you're not out there trying to tool everything and manipulate everything, because you don't know. You want to know. We think we know. We have to set our goals and stuff, but we have no idea what's attached to those goals at the particular time when we're out there fishing for them. So if nothing's coming on your hook, sit back, release your grip, trust in the process, have respect for the process of co-creation in your world. It's not just you. You are not alone, and don't ever think that you are. Okay, and that should give you comfort, not give you the creeps. Okay, our next card is going to cover the end of the week energy. Okay, so this is like 5 to 6 days out from this reading. Yeah. And again, if you're anywhere in the vicinity of the United States on the Julian, that is going to be like the end of the month, basically Friday and Saturday. Okay. Gratitude. It's one of my favorites, y'all. This changed my freaking life. I'm so sorry about the lighting. I'll try to do something in editing to lighten this up a little bit. Gratitude. You're like, I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for stuff. Oh, come on. Be thankful. A grateful heart is like a magnet drawing toward it a wealth of abundance. When you're having a rough day and you are pissy, yeah, or you don't think things are going your way, look, flip that switch, because the longer you stay in that mode, that frequency of discontent, the more of a chance that you have for spinning some new discontent to come your way. All right? It's okay to feel what you feel. You need to do that. Feel what you do, feel what you need to, and move on. Okay? You know, we get in these eddies of negative emotion and we just decide to hang out there. I'm going to go grab a beer, hold it over the water, and just hang out. You know, it's like, no, get back in the flow already. Stop playing the victim and find something to be grateful for, because that will flip your switch faster than any. It's the best mechanism. It's the best mechanism to get you out of a negative mood. It's the best mechanism to flip your switch, to do the thing, to do the work of pulling yourself off the ledge. And it is the best mechanism. It is the best way of drawing toward you, okay, wealth of abundance. It says it right here. A grateful heart is like a magnet drawing toward it a wealth of abundance. I'm going to give you a quick, I got one. This is kind of personal, but I will make it very quick. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, I had a situation where, you know, I'm coming off the thing of a long stroke recovery, right? I spent a lot of time by myself. I'm not social yet. I sure as hell am not dating. But somehow I got connected to somebody through social media, and not a dating site, trust me. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just I'm not ready for anything like that. But we got connected, and it seemed legit, right? It seemed legit. And what it did for me, what I did is I looked into the situation after heartbreak, I'll have to say, after disappointment with the situation, after feeling I was duped, and I was an easy mark, okay? It had been a long time. I hadn't even socialized. I didn't have any friends. I had spent, 4 years in a structure with nobody but a caregiver, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I wasn't skilled at any of the social stuff, and I got jammed. But after the initial sting, I really looked at it and realized what it did for me. Because in my life, after all of this heavy, I was in a chair for a long time, not a wheelchair, but I wasn't able to do anything for myself for a couple of years. I mean, nothing. No screen time, no phone calls, no people, no radio, nothing. Light, shadows on the wall, waiting for sunrise, waiting for sunset. That was it. Okay, so for me, I thought, well, life's pretty much over. I'm just gonna come back to life and see where I'm at. 10 years later, here I am. But in the middle of all that, I went through this little thing, and when I really dove into it and got over being little Miss Victim, I realized that what it did is it awakened something in me that I thought I would never have again. Yeah? I was passionate. I was excited. I looked forward to something. Gave me something. And so what I did is I attached my focus on how that part of it made me feel. And that was a majority of it. The sting was only a second. Yeah, and I could carry that a long time. I could drag the sting out. We do that, don't we? If something happens, like we get cut off in traffic, we're still talking about it like next week. We're still pissed off at that damn car. But what I did is I tapped in, I turned it into gratitude. I turned it into gratitude in that I learned. I can't trust everybody. I learned that when somebody thinks that you don't have a lot of faculty and strength in your own world or support, that they may come in and swoop in and be vulturish. Okay. I also learned that I wasn't dead inside. I wasn't finished with love. I wasn't finished with affection. I wasn't finished with my sensuality. That was huge for me. And that never would have happened if I had not had that experience. So what I'm saying is dive deep. Learn how to embrace your gratitude, because it will save you and it will bring all kinds of crazy good things in. So toward the end of the week, 5 to 6 days out from this reading, properly, end of the week, the last few days of May 2025, tap into your gratitude for whatever it is, even if it's a negative situation. Find it, sift through it, do your homework. Treat yourself well, invest enough in that situation, not overly invest, but invest enough in that situation to investigate what it was that you were supposed to get out of it, because you're always supposed to get something. The prize inside, yeah? There's always one, okay? So you can do one of two things, Gemini energy. You can cling on to the thing that made you feel bad. Why would you do that? Or you can find a way around it. Do an end run. Use your imagination. I had the imagination card, came out like 3 times earlier. Use your imagination and dive deep. Go into the situation and find out. Even if it's just as basic as I learned a damn lesson. I learned, okay? That doesn't mean you're tainted. It means you've got some sort of experiential gift out of it. And that's when you turn it into your power. That's that's alchemy. And we all are alchemists if we will do the work. Yeah? Okay, so this is a great week coming up. I am I'm excited for the moon. I'm a little, because I see the gravitas of this situation. I see the huge portal, and I'm completely geared toward all of what I'm telling you. And even I have to do the work. Even I have to constantly flip my switch. Even I get distracted into the negative pools. But if you love yourself, and you do, be your own best friend. Do the work. And work is moment to moment. Yeah? It's not like school, like I'm going to go do a bunch of study and take this test and I'm done. I'm out for the summer. No. No. Life school keeps going. So sorry to tell you that. Don't shoot the messenger. So, beginning of the week, mirror. Remember, everybody is here. Everything is on purpose. And if you're getting a lot of negativity coming in, come on. Get real with yourself. Be good with yourself. Be good enough to yourself to be honest with yourself and know that your projections are going to come back to you. Okay? All right? And gratitude. Gratitude is your best friend, even if it's as elemental as understanding, oh God, it's 85 degrees out there, but there's a breeze. Thank you for that breeze. Oh, I needed that breeze. Or if you have running water, that's kind of, believe it or not, that's a big deal. We tend to take things for granted in this modern day and age, but having running water is kind of a big deal. Yeah? And, do you have any food? May not be what you prefer, but do you have food? Are you good? Can you make it? Yes, you can. Because why? Because you're always given every single thing you need in every single moment. Yes, you are. Yeah, we can always make it better. We can always hope for more. We can always make something bigger and better. But right in that moment, how you doing? Yeah. Be grateful for that. Okay? Did you get a good night's sleep? No, but did you get any sleep? Yeah. Be grateful for that. It'll change your life. End of the week. Comfort. And I may have gotten them mixed up. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't, but lean back into the arms of grace, let go and let God. Learn to take your hands off the deal. Stop trying to manipulate everybody and everything. We are not put here to make everybody respond to us how we want them to. That's not the work that we're supposed to be doing, right? Not at all. It's almost futile, okay? So let things go, let live. Tap into your King of Cups energy and understand that no matter what's going on, you're going to take your comfort because you owe yourself that. You're worthy of that. You don't need to be energetically dragged around. You don't need to be dragged around by anybody else's energy. You don't need to be ping ponging, or what is it? What's that? What's that thing? They have a little machine with a little steel ball. What was that? Yeah, you know what it is. Pinball, where the ball just like ding, ding, ding. We do that. We find ourselves in our life when we're not steady in our own center. We go from one energetic to the next energetic, and we just end up bouncing off of everybody's energy without exerting our own stuff. We just stand in your own power. Stand in your own power and have the stoic ability to lean back and trust in your world, trust in your life, trust in your journey.